Hello, I'm Brian Downs. I'm coming to you from Orlando, Florida on March 10th, 2025 at time of recording. This is a republic if you can keep it. Thank you for watching and supporting the channel. Let's talk about Donald Trump's pardon of Ross Ulbricht. Ross Ulbricht, of course, was the founder of Silk Road. Back in the early 2020s, he founded a website that at the time allowed users to trade all sorts of illegal goods, dangerous narcotics, illegal drugs, unlicensed firearms, illegal firearms, this kind of thing. He did this for his own personal enrichment. Ulbricht went on and on and on about freedom and libertarianism and so forth. He also raked in millions and millions of dollars. It's hard to determine exactly how much business Silk Road did, but the value is in the hundreds of millions at least. Ulbricht was, of course, eventually caught. The saga of Silk Road is a fascinating one, and I urge you to look into it. There's plenty of information available. He eventually got involved in contract murder, which was inevitable. He was running an international business empire. He could not avail himself of police or courts when he was cheated or intimidated or coerced. And he had surrounded himself with sociopaths. So pretty soon someone says, hey, you need somebody killed, I can do it. As it turns out, the assassins were not assassins but con men. They produced fake evidence that the murders had been carried out. Ulbricht, however, ordered the murders, paid for the murders that were then faked, and then went on his happy way, thinking that business was done. He was eventually caught, of course, because rather to Ross Ulbricht's surprise, he didn't turn out to be smarter than the entire world, and he was sentenced to life in federal prison for facilitating and enriching himself by an illegal trade in powerful and dangerous narcotics that were being sold to helpless addicts without anything resembling quality control outside of online reviews on Silk Road, rather like Amazon.com, of course. So I suppose that if you ordered some heroin from Silk Road and died of it, you could write a 1-star review. Ulbricht has since become the darling of the libertarian movement, a hero who should be pardoned as, a gutsy entrepreneur. Well, there's nobody that Donald Trump likes better than a gutsy entrepreneur who tramples over every rule, every regulation, and the concerns and safety of everyday people in order to fill his own pockets. And so, Donald Trump has pardoned Ross Ulbricht, and Ross Ulbricht walks free. There's good reason to believe that Mr. Ulbricht is a wealthy man today. It's very likely that he stashed away significant amounts of money before he was imprisoned. What do you call this? What do you call this? I have to give credit where credit is due to President Trump. He has all but exhausted my ability to use adjectives. To call this corruption seems weak and pale. Trump pardoned Ulbricht and said publicly, I'm doing this to reward the libertarians who supported me so strongly in the election. I am pardoning a man who was convicted in court of breaking a pile of laws, who is known to have contracted the killings of several individuals, been suckered in that transaction. But he ordered the killings, he paid for them, and he thought they'd been carried out. I'm going to let this man walk free because some people who admire him voted for me. And of course, as I've said, Trump admires Ulbricht. They're spiritual brothers. This bald-faced cartel gangsterism in the White House is, to my knowledge, without precedent in North America. It should be an impeachable offense. If this is not a high crime, I don't know what is. One among many committed by our gangster-in-chief. Stay tuned for this space for more.